자, 이번 역사의 페이지에 보니까 미그-29가 나오네요. 속도와 기동. 베트남 전쟁은 냉전과는 다르게 전투 결과를 분석한 결과 미국과 소련은 비슷한 결론에 도달하게 됐습니다. 미래의 전투기는 뛰어난 속도와 기동성, 긴 작전 범위, 첨단 유도 무기, 그리고 언제든 어떤 날에도 임무를 완수할 수 있는 능력을 갖춰야 된다. 봅시다. 팬텀으로 시작하는 거야.
Analyzing the experience received in Vietnam and other conflicts of the Cold War, the United States and the Soviet Union arrived at similar conclusions. The fighter jet of the future needed to have excellent speed and maneuverability, a long operational range, advanced guided weapons, and the capability to complete missions at any time of day and in any weather. However, developing an ideal, versatile aircraft would have an insane price tag. So both engineering schools realized that they needed to have two fighters for that purpose. One light, another one heavy. The USSR wanted the light machine to have excellent maneuverability, low mass, a high thrust-to-weight ratio, and an arsenal of unguided armament to destroy ground targets. That list basically meant that operational range was going to be sacrificed. Multiple design teams set about the development, but pretty soon, the leading role was taken over by the Mikoyan and Gurevich Bureau, or MiG for short. Their prototype of a light frontline fighter was all about speed, maneuverability, and shedding weight. It had a blended wing body design with air intakes under the center section
미그-29가 미국으로
and an
치면
emphasis on aluminum
F-16급
and
뭐
composite
그런 이야기
materials.
같아요, 그죠?
At the same time, the future MiG-29 was going to use pretty heavy twin engines. Numerous factors led to this decision, including the high accident rate of the single-engine MiG-23. Last but not least, the Soviets developed a helmet-mounted display specifically for the new fighter. The MiG-29 joined service in 1983 and quickly became the calling card of the Soviet Air Force. The more expensive future Su-27 finished development by the end of the Cold War, so it arrived a couple years late and stayed in the MiG's shade at first. While the original plan was to have a 60-40 ratio between MiG and Su fighters, time showed that heavy machines had an advantage. The MiG-29 saw its first combat use during the Gulf War. Iraqi MiGs managed to hit a few aircraft of the Western coalition, but they had neither the armament capability nor the combat range to even delay the inevitable defeat. Of course, fighters and their performance weren't the only reason. The Western militaries employed airborne warning and control systems, and their F-15 and F-16 aircraft had much more advanced equipment. After the reunification of Germany, Soviet fighters had a chance to prove their worth in close combat against Western planes during training missions. However, the MiGs could only show their full potential in some highly specific conditions. One of the final nails for the MiG-29 was the spreading use of active radar homing missiles like the AIM-120 and the R-77. Back in the 2000s, Russian engineers showed that the fighter could be upgraded with more advanced avionics and armament to shorten the technological gap and push its performance closer to that of the
중간에
F-16.
소련 붕괴가
But
좀
its
큰
short
것 같아.
combat range and other flaws outweigh.
중간에
So the
정체된 구간이 좀
MiG-29
있었죠.
has been more of a spare since.
최근으로 치면 이제 소련이 붕괴되고 나서 미국의 안일함으로 정체된 구간이 또 좀 생겼죠. 참 재밌는 것 같습니다. 끝!